Look, I think let's start our meeting.
We are ready, Baba. Morning.
Morning, Minister.
Morning, Chair. Morning,
Morning,
comrades and
morning,
gentlemen.
morning, honorable members, and honorable members. Today, honorable members, as we shared on the Joint Standing Committee WhatsApp group, we received a request from the NCACC to postpone their scheduled briefings, and most of their members are currently abroad, and they have therefore asked for an extension to the next quarter. We, however, accepted and accommodated that. I think we communicated with the committee. Nevertheless, today's meeting remains important. It gives us, or the committee, the Joint Committee, an opportunity to act proactively on one of its core oversight areas, which is military deployment. Before we proceed, members, let me briefly remind us that as a committee, our mandate is based on Section 228, subsection 3, subsection D of the 1993 interim constitution, which tasked the committee with overseeing the budget, the functioning, organization, policy and armaments, morale, and most importantly for today, the state of preparedness of the Defense Force. And this section also empowers us to make recommendations wherever necessary to strengthen parliamentary supervision on the SANDF. This constitutional responsibility guides the purpose of today's engagement. The committee has noted that the President's previous authorization for SANDF deployment to MONUSCO in the DRC ends in January 2026. Parliament will not yet be fully operational at that time, so we consider it necessary to call for the SANDF now to brief us on their new readiness for the deployment. We note that there is still not clarity from the United Nations whether the mission will be extended, but the committee needs to know the state of preparedness if a rotation is required. This is a proactive engagement by the Joint Standing Committee on Defense. Our recent oversight visit, particularly to 15 SAI, highlighted serious operational shortcomings raised directly by members who previously served in the DRC. These issues underscore why early engagement is essential. Today's meeting is therefore an opportunity for the SANDF to provide a clear update on its readiness and for the committee to ensure that our soldiers are properly equipped, prepared, and supported for this critical mission. We are looking forward to a constructive and open discussions. And with those few words, I declare this meeting officially open. And our program is highlighted. As you can see here, it's flighted here. We have the opening and welcome, which I've just done now. Then we'll go to the apologies, and we'll have the briefings by the SNDF on readiness and logistical support to Operation Mistral rotation, the consideration of the minutes, consideration of the draft, and that part is will have two parts. The first will be the engagement with the SNDF, and the second part it will be the in-house administration item. So, honorable members, let me start by introducing our members here. And I'm going to start, I will say members must just introduce themselves.
Chair, have you seen my hand? My apologies to interrupt. Are we not going to adopt the agenda before we proceed?
We will okay, adopt the agenda. Yes. Okay, let me go straight to that item, the adoption of the agenda. Let me start with you, Honorable Nihas.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that we adopt the agenda. In doing so, I do note that a very important matter that was supposed to be discussed today, the NCACC, is now postponed. You did do the right thing by doing the round robin and engaging us about that postponement. And you're right to say that we agreed that the postponement is accepted. But I would like to urge our committee to make sure that the NCACC appears before us in the next quarter as early as possible. There are very serious matters that we need to discuss with them, as was also highlighted in the oversight visit that we paid to Rheinmetall Denel Munitions. But otherwise, I propose adoption of the agenda. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Can we have the second of the agenda, honorable members?
I second, Chair.
Thank you,
Honorable Plagis, I second.
Thank you, Honorable Plagis. Let's move straight. And the other matter, I think, which we might just indicate here is that we have just received the presentation by the SNDF, and Minister, this is absolutely not acceptable to the committee. We'll need to have these documents before time so that we can go through it some days before engagement, so that we fully engage the department on informed basis. Let's proceed, honorable members. Secretary of let's start with members introducing themselves before we can go to apologies. Can members of the introduce yourself?
I'm Windy Plagis, Chair. I'm a member of both this committee. I'm serving on behalf of the ANC.
Thank you,
I'm
Honorable.
Carl Niehaus, Chair, and I serve on this Joint Standing Committee on Defence and also the Portfolio Committee on Defence and Military Veterans as the permanent representative of the EFF.
Thank you, Honorable Niehaus. Next.
Good morning, Chair. Chris. Good morning, Chair. Chris Harting, serving on the Portfolio Committee and on the Joint Standing Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Harting. Next.
Good morning, Chair. Oh.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Co-Chair. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Tammy Breed. I am a member of this committee and I am a permanent delegate from the Free State representing the Freedom Front Plus.
Thank you, Breed. Dr. Gigaba.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I'm Malusi Gigaba. I'm a member of the committee, co-chair of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Noah.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair. My name is Peter Noah, sitting on the Joint Standing Committee on Defense as well as Security and Justice Committee, the COP permanent delegate representing ANC. Thank you.
You are not, Honorable Noor, your network is not okay. If you can just, Honorable Noor, your network is not okay. We cannot hear you.
Okay, Chair. I'm using headphones. I'm driving. Am I clear now?
You are clear, Honorable.
Or maybe I was talking too long. Yeah, my name is Peter Noe. I'm serving on the Joint Standing Committee on Defense, as well as Select Committee, then NCACC on Security and Justice, permanent delegate representing ANC from Free State. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Noor. Any other honorable member here?
Yeah, good morning, Chairperson and colleagues, as well as to the members of the SANDF. My name is Virgil Harike. I am a member of this committee, and I'm a permanent delegate in the National Council of Provinces, representing the economic freedom fighters on behalf of for the Western Cape. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Honorable Harik.
Good morning, Honourable Chair. It's Nicholas Gotzel. I'm a member of the NCACC and a member of this committee representing the Democratic Alliance.
Thank you, Honourable Gotzel. Any other honourable member? If none, thank you, honourable members, Minister and senior officers. We have our support staff here. Dr. Willem, Dr. Fonseca, Steenkamp Fonseca, and our secretary, committee secretary, and our committee assistant, Mr. Doe. So without much ado, Minister, I'll request you just introduce who is here, so that we know who is here, so that we proceed with our program. Minister, can I hand over to you? Is Deputy Minister here?
Good morning, Chair. It's Deputy Minister.
Yeah,
Major General retired Holomisa.
Deputy Minister, can I hand over to you, Deputy Minister?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I thought when you are referring to the minister, I thought she is on the platform. We are here representing the Department of Defense to engage with the matter which appears on the program. And I will ask the team of the defense who are going to assist everybody here to introduce themselves. My name is Bantu Olomisa, Deputy Minister of Defense and Military Veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. When I said Minister, Deputy Minister, I was referring to you.
Oh, thank you for the promotion.
Thank you. Okay. Let the officials proceed. Let's see who is here and who's not.
Come on, DF, the Defense Force members, speak. We don't have time.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. Good morning to the honorable members of the committee, the chairperson, Lieutenant General Sangweni, Chief of Operations, is on the platform, and I'm going to do the presentation. I'm not sure of the other members because we are in different places. I shall submit.
Thank you, General. Is there any other official here? If none, then let's proceed. Nanjipa, can we have the apologies know who's here and who's not here?
Good morning, co-chairs, members, and everyone in the platform. There's an apology from the minister who's attending a cabinet meeting. Mr. Khwase will be briefing provinces on the 2025 Division of Revenue Amendment Bill. And then there's also an apology from Mr. Richard Nkungu. He's driving. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Committee Secretary. Let's proceed straight into the subject matter, which is a briefing by the SNDF on readiness and logistical support to operational Mistral. The platform is yours, Minister. Deputy Minister, I'm sorry, I'll keep on saying Minister, and I'm so sorry.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So
Minister.
the Lieutenant General from Joint Operations, please lead us quickly.
Thank you, Deputy Ministers. I hope I'm audible enough to all the members of the committee who are in the platform. I'll request someone from that side to flag the presentation.
I've made you the co-host, Chief Joint.
Say again?
I have made you the co-host, so you can fly on your side.
Hey, you guys, you need to rehearse these things before we waste time of other members of parliament. This is unacceptable.
Can you?
Noted, Deputy Minister. It has been almost.
No. I'm not impressed. Let's not argue about this.
Chair,
Nandiba, are you able to flag it?
That our Secretariat flag it. Evidently, the General is battling to do it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Nandiba, can you flag it? Committee Secretary, are you able to flag the presentation? We seem to be in serious problems here. Committee Secretary, Nandiba?
Yes, Chair, I'm going to fly to.
Okay, thank you. There you are, General. I think you can proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. Slide number 1, just confirming what meeting are we, what presentation we are going to conduct, the readiness and logistical support to Operation Mistral rotation. Chairperson, the presentation is very narrow because of how I received or what is captured as a requirement is specifically to the rotation of Mistral. I'm raising this because I heard in your opening earlier that the committee is interested in how far with readiness. I tended to hear as if it is covering all, but this presentation is only for the rotation of Operation Mistral. Next slide. The aim is to brief the Joint Standing Committee on Defense and Military Veterans on the readiness and the logistical support to Operation Mistral rotation. Next slide. Chairperson and members of the committee, this slide, we are saying the UN or appraising the committee members, as you had said, to be affair of the issues in terms of deployment. The UN is currently experiencing liquidity challenges across all UN missions globally. This started early this year, slowly, but it has been increasing, which then affects the operations. This has led to the reduction of a number of capabilities, which is personnel and equipment for deployment in UN missions, including in MONUSCO. MONUSCO being the mission that is in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Consequently, MONUSCO has also had to reduce a number of units and staff officers, which includes military observers, military and military liaison officers in this year. The RSA force elements, meaning the units that consequently has been discontinued in MONUSCO in this year, is the Composite Helicopter Unit, abbreviated CHU, as well as the Quick Reaction Force, QRF. These two elements, deployment has been terminated. It started with the helicopter unit, and then now the Quick Reaction Force. Purely, this from MONUSCO is due to the UN have challenges of funding the mission, like I said, globally. Then furthermore, we are saying the strength of the RSA battalion also is affected because it has now been reduced. The two has totally out now of the UN mission, but the RSA battalion in the Force Intervention Brigade is still deploying, but at a reduced in numbers, which is the one that the chairperson, the committee is requesting information on their rotation. The RSA battalion is rotating now in December. Normally, we used to get the confirmation, or the rotation process used to start around September, October, then up to November, with the rotation in November or in December. We have been waiting, seeking clarity from the UN. We didn't get, and then boom, 2 weeks ago, we're not sure whether they are going to terminate the deployment or is continuing. And then boom, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, then they said it is continuing. Next slide. The previous slide, you skipped one slide. Yes, the RSA battalion personal strength in the FIB has been reduced, as I've indicated. The RSA battalion, normally when the rotation is together with the tactical intelligence unit, which is called the TIU. They are currently preparing for the rotation. Like I said, at short notice, the outgoing group has undergone combat readiness as well as the mission readiness. The incoming group will, on arrival in the mission area, undergo further in-mission training by MONUSCO HQ staff. Here I'm just verifying that there's combat readiness that takes quite a long time when the services and division are preparing, and then the members are handed over to joint operations, which then we conduct mission readiness at the DOD Center in Bloemfontein. But furthermore, when they arrive in the mission area, There's about 2 to 3 weeks orientation on in-mission by the MONUSCO HQ staff. Next slide. This slide, Chairperson, is just simplify that MONUSCO is responsible for the transportation of the personnel and their luggage, both for the incoming and the outgoing group. The returning group, which is incoming, on arrival at the MOP and DMOP Center, will undergo the triage level debrief process conducted by a multidisciplinary team of professionals consisting of social workers, psychologists, chaplaincy, and intelligence. Chairperson, my presentation ends here and will available for clarity.
Thank you, General Sangweni. A very short presentation indeed. As you indicated about the challenges which are faced by United Nations in terms of the liquidity, it affects all other things. But honorable members, here is a presentation by the general, the SNDF, in terms of the preparedness of the soldiers. I'll immediately open a discussion on the subject matter, and I'll take hands. Honorable members, let's engage the presentation presented by the general. I'm unable to see who has raised the hands here, but honorable members, let's engage.
I've raised my hand, Chair. It's Niehaus.
Okay, Niehaus, I think so far is the only one hand. Okay, let's start with you, Honorable Niehaus.
Thank you, Chair. As you quite correctly said right at the beginning, we received this extremely short and superficial PowerPoint presentation only this morning, and that's absolutely unacceptable. But it explains to me why we had the initial chaos in trying to start the presentation of the slideshow, and also the lack of information contained in the slideshow. We are not being taken seriously, Chair. This presentation does not tell us what the true reality is with regards to the previous Operation Mistral mission, what lessons had been learned from it. It simply comes and gives us a general overall, without any quantification, without any detail, that there are going to be force reductions. And then the general says to us, boom, we heard 2 weeks ago that we now have to rotate. Surely there was the possibility of getting more information. Certainly we should be told when we receive this presentation in terms also of the lessons learned out of previous rotations. Has the SANDF met all the United Nations readiness evaluation criteria for the upcoming rotation of Operation Mistral? We should be given a clear indication of what the underfunding impact is. What has the current budget pressure done in affecting the training in a realistic way in terms of availability of ammunition, equipment availability, and collective training cycles? As I said, we need to know what lessons have been learned. And were after action reviews from previous rotations integrated into the current pre-deployment preparation? And what mission-specific training is being undertaken? Chair, we don't get any of this we get an insult of a presentation, which is nothing else but a box-ticking exercise. Our committee had gone out of its way to try and prevent the problems that we were faced with last year when we got that Christmas present on the 24th of December from President Cyril Ramaphosa, and we ended up not being able to comply with the provisions of the law in terms of dealing with this deployment. Therefore, we called for this presentation. This presentation is an attempt from our committee to see professionalism from the South African National Defence Force, to get an evaluation of how Operation Mistral was functioning in the past, and also how we are going to do better and engage better in the future on the basis of that experience. It has to tell us whether we are ready to participate in this rotation, and therefore it must give this committee the confidence that we should be able to say we have applied our minds to the upcoming letter, which is evidently now coming, because we hear, boom, we've been told we must rotate. That is coming from the president, so that we can indeed comply with our oversight duties as a joint standing committee. This presentation does not empower us, Chair. It disregards us. It is an embarrassment for the SANDF, and it doesn't serve the purpose of the reason why we called for this particular meeting. I want to register my absolute outrage and disappointment at how the SANDF are dealing with this, nor have we been told whether the soldiers who will go have actually been fully briefed about what the financial implications are of the UN's own financial resource constraints. In the past, we as members of this committee have received numerous complaints from deployed soldiers of the SANDF who had particular expectations about payments, and then various concerns and allegations that those payments have not been fully met. We should also have received in this presentation clarity about all of those issues and how the forces that will be going, the members of the SANDF that will be going, are fully briefed so that there are no misconceptions and no false expectations. As I'm sitting here, this presentation does not help me to agree that the SANDF is ready for this rotation for Operation Mistral. In fact, it has achieved the exact opposite. It has told me that we once again in disarray, that we do not apply our mind, that we do not learn and do not make an effort to learn lessons from the past. And therefore, I must just simply say, this presentation does not help me to agree, and for this committee to agree, that the SANDF is ready for the Operation Mistral rotation that is coming up. Sadly so. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Niyas. Honorable Harding.
Chair, I request that I don't put my video on. I've got limited bandwidth here. Chair, I would agree with some of what Honorable Niyas has stated. On the second slide, the General stated that he is going to brief this committee inter alia on the logistical support of the mission. This didn't happen. Now, if we go back to the SAMI DRC, the disastrous ending of the SAMI DRC deployment, logistical support as well as medical support and the absence of CASAVAC capability took, and even in the SANDF's own media statements, a month to evacuate critically injured soldiers from the DRC to 1 mil. Now, if there are no lessons learned, and if there's no presentation on the logistical support, on medical support, on these aspects, how should we consider the redeployment of the continuation of the deployment in the DRC in anticipation of the letter from the president? This presentation is totally inadequate, but perhaps it also indicates to us the lack of preparedness of the SANDF to take on missions such as this. Chair, I'm disappointed in the presentation, the lack of information, and on this, we cannot really consider the readiness of the SANDF in the deployment rotation as apparently is now envisaged. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Harding. Any other member who want to, Dr. Malusi Gigaba?
Thank you, Chair. I think I joined the colleagues in expressing disappointment at the lack of detail. And I think colleagues from the SANDF Deputy Minister should understand where we are coming from, because we've had the experience of the recent deployment.
Sorry, members, can you mute us, please? Carry on.
Thank you, Chair. We've had the recent experience in terms of which we are still awaiting an exit report of deployment as part of semi-DRC. A number of issues were raised with us, and we came across, including lack of logistical support for our soldiers. It could very well be that the training, the preparation has gone well, but from what we understand, our soldiers had to buy their own boots, traveled without bulletproof vests, which only arrived when they were already there. They had to buy their own bed frames, their own tents, and a number of other issues, let alone the issues of ammunition and military equipment. And that included some vehicles that were military vehicles that left the country whilst they were broken down and only were fixed when they arrived on the other side. There is a number of very grave concerns that we have, which we cannot overlook in terms of the next round of deployment. And I think it behoves the department to give us a very detailed briefing in terms of that, so that we are compatible. I think what we will not want to do is to be seen to be condoning sending our young women and men to die in a conflict zone. And I think we need a comprehensive briefing, which will also include not only the plans of the UN for reinforcement, and as well as the fact that they are running short of requisite resources and may request that we reduce the numbers of soldiers deployed. But they must include what is the diplomatic effort to bring that conflict to an end, so that we also understand from the point of the UN, the point of SADC, the East African community, the Great Lakes region, what are the plans to bring this conflict to an end so that all our soldiers come back, and that includes those who are part of the UN mission. I think we did raise this issue very vocally during the previous deployment of DRC, that it seemed odd that the defense effort was seen to be leading the peacemaking effort, when in actual fact it should be the diplomatic offensive. And that only happened towards the end of the DRC deployment, when it was agreed that the forces that were part of DRC would be withdrawn. There seemed to be engagement among the defense and the international relations ministers, and particularly at the level of heads of states, which led to agreements about what should happen. And so we really need a comprehensive briefing even in this regard. And my suggestion, Chair, is that if this response is not ready for today, we might have to request that another session be held prior to the departure of the rotating soldiers, so that we are given that comprehensive briefing and we satisfy ourselves that good decisions have been taken in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gigawa. Honorable Pluggies?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, let me follow suit. I think what we have been presented here, we've been presented a good high-level presentation, as if we are part of the day-to-day planning of this deployment, and which we are not. So actually ours should have been more comprehensive, understanding the situation that we have, the engagement that we have on the issue of the DRC. We don't want to be seen as a committee that sent our kids into deployment and not even take good care of them before they leave in our agreement. Because there were simple things that is basic that we would have wanted to see in this presentation this time around. It have been taken care of. And I think all my colleagues are saying that we need that kind of we don't want to compromise the deployment. We don't want to compromise our intel. But I think it's important that before we do this time we do the deployment, we as committee must satisfy ourselves that all that have supposed to be done have been done. And everybody, when they go there, they will be well equipped, well sorted out, and they will be ready to deal with the deployment as expected from them. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Pluggies. Honorable Harik.
Chairperson, good morning once again to you and to the General, to the Deputy Minister.
Your network, your network is not stable. Can you just switch off your video, please?
Can you hear me now, Chairperson?
We can hear you.
Okay, apology for that. I have weak connection here. But let me also join the colleagues in the expressing discontent in the, as the General has called it, in the narrow presentation. Unfortunately, this presentation doesn't mean a lot to us because we do not have the background of what we are talking about. We are not even informed about the operation Mistral, what the word Mistral means, over and above the dictionary, meaning that it's a strong northerly wind. But we don't even know where they derive it from and what they want to achieve. It is a sad moment for us when we deal with such presentations on this committee level. This is a joint standing committee of defense. It's a committee where we represent Parliament, and we expect when people come to Parliament, departments come to Parliament to address us, that they address us properly, comprehensively, and informed. We cannot operate on mediocre content because we need to make decisions here, and we need to put our blessing on the decisions and on our Defence Force chairperson. So we express our dissatisfaction, our discontent. It is totally unacceptable. Secondly, I think, chairperson, allow me to say the following. It is time that we have a straight talk about the activities of the Defence Force, that we demand accountability on certain issues. You've just heard what colleague Dr. Gigaba has stated. It's serious issues that he has stated, and those issues need to be addressed. You will know that our country at the moment is under siege because of false narratives, false stories that are being spread by groups inside South Africa, as has been expressed by the president. And we can expect an attack at any given time. We are threatened at the moment, and we got to get our Defence Force in place, in order, equipped, mobilized, so that our country is protected. It is pointless that we run around like headless chickens. Nobody is accounting. The minister is absent for how many times now? And we don't have the relevant information what we request. Another issue that came up, we don't know, and you can call me to order if you want to, chairperson. We've just seen at the Madlanga Commission and at the parliamentary hearing on this corruption, when the deputy ministers explained that they have not received mandates from their minister. We don't know. We don't know as we sit here what authority, what mandate the deputy ministers have in the Defence Force, what they can talk on, what they have authority on, and what they do not have upon. So it is important that we iron out those issues, that we get to a conclusion, and that we get our army back on track again, chairperson. Our country is under siege. I repeat it again. Anything can happen. We are not dealing here with normal people. We are dealing here with fascists that want to attack our country because our political stance against Israel, and we got to get our house in order. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Honorable Kharik. Any other member on the platform? I don't see anybody.
Can I jump in?
Chair, I've raised my hand again, if you would allow me. It's in response to the Honorable Chair Gigaba's proposal.
Can you be short, Honorable Nios?
Yes, Chair. I propose that we accept the proposal from the Honorable Chair Gigaba, and we demand from the Deputy Minister, Major General Bantu Lemisa, that he takes care to make sure that we will get another presentation, that we set up another meeting, and also that he registers our deep concern with the minister about her absence in this meeting, but also the need now for them, I'm talking about the minister and the deputy ministers, to take decisive action to stop this kind of nonsense that we are faced with. We don't want, and I conclude with this, we don't want to go back to where we were at the beginning of last year, when that disastrous mission in the DRC costed the lives of 14 of our soldiers, and all of us had to appear in public joint standing and portfolio committee meetings trying to sort out that disaster. It was embarrassing, and it was a total embarrassment for the national sovereignty of our nation. So please, Deputy Minister, take control and make sure that you come back with a presentation that addresses the concerns that we as committee members have raised here. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Nios. Minister, I think You have heard the concerns of members. The platform is yours, Minister, Deputy Minister.
Honorable Chairperson and honorable members, thank you for the contributions you have made. The truth of the matter is that since I joined this department, I have not been privy to information related to deployments, especially in the DRC. I don't have a reputation of lying. I was sidelined in the issue of operations under SADC operation, which became a fiasco at the end. Nor did I got a briefing about this. I only got the presentation at about 8 o'clock this morning. So this is unacceptable. And I'm going to talk to the minister, the president, and the commander of the SANDF to say when they appointed me, they said, I've got a little bit of experience in the defense force. But if they are going to sideline myself, it's not going to work. And I cannot come to these committees and be bombarded on things I don't know. It's enough now. So, chief of the logistics, of the effort of the joint operations, you must call the chief of logistics, the Air Force, as well as the chief of army to have a meeting next week early so that we prepare a document or a proper operational plan as we have been trained, and we give it to the minister for approval. And then we come and make a presentation here. This haphazard administration is going to lead this country into a catastrophe. This is nonsense. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, I think there's really nothing from the general to answer here. And the Deputy Minister has just summarized, I think, what the consensus is from the members, that the presentation is absolutely not what we expected. It's inadequate, and here we need accountability. We don't want to see what the repeat of what happened, and we'll definitely exercise our constitutional responsibility as members of Parliament. So, without much ado, members, I don't think we need any answers from the general. We will. Who wants to speak? Hello?
Chairperson,
Yes, General?
I just wish to say clarity on one issue, or contribute.
Okay, let's give you a platform. Just be short, because we have heard members, General, that the presentation is not adequate, and the Deputy Minister has indicated the challenges which are there, and will need more presentation as soon as possible, as the Deputy Minister has proposed here, and also as honorable members have. But let's hear what you want to say, General.
Chairperson and honorable members, I take note and partially agree. Chairperson, the agenda directed me to be narrow. I think I've done this many times with passion and with respect.
Chair, on a point of order, we don't need rationalizations from the general. We've told him how we feel, and I ask you now
Chairperson,
that we do not proceed further with the
let's-
general trying to
Chairperson,
provide the rationalizations.
Honorable-
I object to
member.
what is happening now.
Honorable
Chairperson-
member, can we just give
Chairperson-
just a short
Thank you.
please?
Thank you, Chairperson. To avoid next time, the instruction said purely rotation for Mistral. I then did not go broad and cover all that is necessary. That's just what I'm saying. I've not failed before, but it says I must focus on the rotation, which then rotation is the one that I presented, and rotation is Mistral is UN. And members of the committee are speaking about lessons learned, which was Summit DRC. And then if I'm guided Elena must be guided correctly and say these are the scope, this is what can be was. I might have gone overboard and then say, but there's no time. If you recall, there's when I presented 3 presentations, which was very comprehensive. Boss,
Yeah,
the
it's fine.
requirement was very clear. So
Yeah, okay.
I know I will do it if it clearly says what I need to do. Lessons learned is something else, which is not part of it. I was dealing with rotation.
Chair, I
rotation
raised
is
a
there.
point of order.
Okay. Honorable member,
Please
I
acknowledge
shall
I
submit,
raised a
Chairperson.
point of order, Chair.
it's fine. Thank you, General. Thank you, honorable members. I think we have closed this matter. The general
Yes,
has indicated. General Holmesa, the deputy minister, has indicated he has made some proposal of what we need to do. And we, all of you here, you've made some proposals of what need to be done. We will, the secretariat will compile all what we would need to be done, and will forward this to the department. Members are absolutely not happy with what is presented here, so we will communicate as a matter of urgency on this matter. We are absolutely not happy, Deputy Minister, and also the senior officers. So we are going to close, not close the meeting, but we're going to release you, Deputy Minister.
Chairperson.
Members, let us know. Let's release the ministry. We still have a program to engage.
No, Chairperson, my hand is up for quite some time. I don't want to add on anything. I want just to highlight one issue. And that is before the...
Just be short, Honorable Kherik.
No, I will be brief. We've listened to the minister. We cannot rush important things that is of national importance. We've listened to the deputy minister. The deputy minister is frank when he says he doesn't know anything. So when we write or present to the commander-in-chief or whoever, I want to request that we must also understand the delegations of power to the deputy ministers. What are they entitled to? What do they have authority on? What division do they work on? And so on. It's called the delegation of powers in terms of the law. We cannot have deputy ministers that are sitting around and don't know what they do. I accept what the deputy minister is saying, and therefore we need clarity. I want to request that we include that into our communication so that we have clarity, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kherik. Yes, this is what I was saying. I'm saying this is shocking to all of us to hear the deputy minister here, and we did not expect this type of work. But DM, deputy minister, and the senior officers, we are going to release you. We will forward our concerns in writing to the ministry and to you, deputy minister, to address issues which we are not happy about. So for now, you are excused, deputy minister and senior officers.
Chair, just to indicate that I was present, I was listening.
Thank you, deputy minister.
Thank you.
You are excused.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay, of course.
Thank you, Chairperson and members of the committee.
Thank you very much. Members, let's proceed with our program while we are waiting the Defense Force to exit, the deputy minister to exit the platform. Let's proceed. Secretary, can you fly the program on the screen again? Nandipa, can you fly the program, please?
Chair, it's the report that's next, Chair. Chairperson,
Yes, Nandima?
can you hear me, Chair?
Okay, we can hear you. Okay, members, let's proceed. Let's proceed with our meeting. This is our administrative members, administrative items. I think this is a report on our Joint Standing Committee on our recent oversight. I hope you have gone through the report. I've gone through the report. We went to Raymetal and Damen shipyard last week, honorable members, and this report is about that engagement last week. Is there anything, members, which you want to raise on this report? Can you just let's move the report? You are in page 1. Let's move the report. Thank you very much. I think all members, you have read the report. Is there anything which you want us to engage on this report? Is this a proper reflection? Honorable Nihas?
Okay, can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay, Chair. Overall, there's a couple of linguistic gremlins and spelling errors that must please be corrected. Can the Secretariat please put the whole report through the spell check? Then secondly, Chair, on Rheinmetall Denel munitions, we do report about some concerns that we have about where the arms are sold on and where it ends up. But I think the most revealing matter that was revealed in that meeting that we had was the statement by Mr. S. Koza of Rheinmetall Denel Munitions that they cannot guarantee that weapons that are sold to other countries and clients who may end up as support forces for countries in conflict areas such as apartheid Israel and the genocide in Gaza, and also the war in the Ukraine, that they cannot guarantee that arms sold onto them when they use those arms as part of their equipment and prime mission equipment in being a support force to a country such as apartheid Israel or the Ukrainian armed forces, that we need to have a reference to that because that highlights the exact essence of what we say is a concern that we have with the National Conventional Arms Control Committee not having sent inspections to end user countries and therefore not being able to verify that such totally unacceptable situations do develop. That was acknowledged by Mr. Koza, and it has to be acknowledged in this report because it was truly, if we want to be honest, the dead elephant in the room for that day. Thank you, Chair. And then, Chair, if I can move on to the issue of Damen shipyards.
Yeah.
I think it is a well-presented reflection of the meeting, but I do think we left there as a committee feeling a bit concerned about the issue of empowerment, for the local South African business partner. And I think we should express our concern whether the current arrangement helps with the empowerment and transfer of skills for the South African business partner endowment. Thank you. Those are the issues that I wanted to raise.
Thank you, Honorable Nanihos. I do not see any hand here.
Chair. Hello, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Noah.
Thank you, Chair. On the rain metal, I think it's very important that we shouldn't be economic with words or with sentences or covering what happened, so that even the next person who reads that report could follow what is the community center in Rheinmetall. I want to suggest that if Secretariat can elaborate as what that community center is doing. It's not just a community center and then we pass. It's very important. Also, there are areas that we did not, because of time, visit on both sides. So I think it should indicate that we couldn't visit other important sites, and then it might be necessary to have a revisit to those institutions so that we can complete what we needed to see and understand and to know about those two institutions. Lastly, I think the other part that is not fully covered, which I think is important, when we went out at Damen shipyard, we were shown a complete ship which has just been completed, which is heading to Nigeria, if I'm not wrong. You know, those kind of things are important to be covered in the report, so that it gives value and credence. And somebody reads that the committee visited there. What is it that they saw and how important it is? It's not just a report that confirms that we were there, but it should indicate why we were there and then what we saw, what value it adds to Parliament and to the relevant institutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Noah. Honorable members, I'll propose that we do it in writing what we think is not properly covered in the report, so that we have a authentic report on that visit. And with regard to the time, I think on members, double booking is not good. It doesn't give us time to deal with issues as we expect them to do. The manner in which we went to Rheinmetall, the time was very short. So I think in our next programs, we will ensure that we don't double book on these issues. Is there anyone who wants to speak about the report?
Chairperson?
Yes.
I had my hand raised. I don't think you see it. Your Chairperson, you have suggested that amendments to the report be submitted in writing. Does that now mean that we will revisit the report in the next meeting?
Yeah. Let's do that, and let's not rush it. As Honorable Biso indicated here, that the report must indicate to anyone who's going to read it that these are the issues, the areas which we dealt with, and as he mentioned there, the issue of the center, that it must be properly captured, and also the role of the center in the communities. Those are, I think, important things. So I'll propose that we submit, and we will in our next meeting then look at the report and endorse the report. Can we proceed, honorable members? Can we go to the next item? Let's move to the next item. Committee Secretary Nandiba, what's the next point?
It's the draft first term report.
Thank you. On members, I think we're going to give our support staff to go through our next term report or the 2026 program. The program I'll give Dr. van Rensburg to a platform to go through it. Doc.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair, and good morning to both chairs and to all members present. Chair, I'll just take members through the proposed program for the first term. We only received late on Wednesday the outline for the program for the first term of Parliament. So please bear with us that there's a very short timeline to have completed this. But we thought since we have this meeting today, let's with the chair's input being provided, let's take members through a proposed draft program. Just to note that the draft program that we have will be presenting now is based on previous engagements, some outstanding matters that the committee agreed to look at, and also things that relate to the committee's mandate. Firstly, there's a unique opportunity, I think, early January or late January, for the committee to conduct a oversight visit. There's an oversight week which the committee can use, which is potentially a good thing because as members are aware, often this committee struggles to be slotted in and find a space for oversight visits. So a proposal that's been made previously as well is to visit some military bases in the Western Cape around the Saldanha Langebaan area. And there's 4 military units there, being Air Force Base Langebaanweg, which is a training Air Force base, which could link nicely with the recent visit to Air Force Base Makado. Then, very importantly, visit to 4 Special Forces Regiment. I think this will be a unique opportunity for members to familiarize themselves with the Special Forces Regiment. There's also a lot of focus, if one goes through the 2015 Defense Review, there's a lot of focus on the role of Special Forces. So it would be fantastic for members to familiarize themselves and see the challenges faced by our elite military units. And 2 other areas that can be visited, 2 important training facilities, the SA Saldanha, a naval training unit, and then the SA Military Academy based in Saldanha. So that's our proposal for a visit to the West Coast from 27 to 29 January. Then on the 30th of January, there's a slot for a meeting. The proposal here, Chair and members, is to receive a briefing from academia, being lecturers from Stellenbosch University. It's Professor Lindy Heineken and Dr. Letitia Olivier recently concluded an in-depth study on the deployment of SANDF forces. They interviewed, I think, over 170 soldiers that returned from the DRC and Mozambique missions and other military missions in recent times. And this will be a fantastic overview for members to get detailed insight into what the concerns are raised by members on the ground during deployments. So, and then I added here, Chair, just based on this meeting, that's why it's in red. Perhaps after that briefing by the professor, we can take the updated detailed briefing on Operation Mistral, because the 2 will tie nicely together. Members will then be fully aware of what soldiers are saying the challenges are, and then a detailed briefing on the readiness for Operation Mistral. So that can be the proposal for that Friday. Also a physical meeting. The next meeting is based on a proposal is based on the committee's previous requests, a closed meeting session on the Journey to Greatness military capstone document and other defense policy documents, including the positioning of Defense Secretariat. A dedicated closed meeting on policy, basically on 6 February is proposed. Then 20 February, briefing by the DoD and DPW on the current implementation plan for the 1 military hospital ramp including projected funding allocations, timelines, and anticipated completion dates. This is in line with the previous oversight visit resolution, members. 27 February, we propose a briefing by the NCACC then on its third and fourth quarter report, feedback on outstanding responses to the committee from the NCACC as well. 6 March, we propose a presentation by the Military Ombud on its annual report. This and the next meeting would be outstanding matters that has to be dealt with. And so the 6th March, we have Military Ombud of its annual report, and the 13th March, we propose the Defence Force Service Commission briefing the committee on its annual report. And then the last meeting for next term would be the engagement with the Reserve Force Council on the development of the Reserve Force and its perceived future roles. I think it will be valuable to have this meeting after the briefing on defense policy so that members are also aware how the proposed defense policy views the Reserve Force and the utilization of the Reserve Force. So that will be the last meeting for the term prior to the international study tour. So Chair, I'll hand back to you, but I hope members can see that we did make an effort to follow up with previous commitments of the committee and really zoom into the issue of policy and oversight of deployments, which are key aspects for this committee. Chair, I'll hand back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. van Lasberg. Honourable members, here is a proposal of a program in our next coming term, from January to March next year. I think let's apologize first for late submission. But here is a program, honourable members.
Chair, do you see my hand?
I don't see your hand. I don't know why I cannot see hands here.
Also, my hand is up, Chair.
Okay, I see Honourable Harding, Honourable Nihas.
Thank you, Chair.
Let me start there with Honourable Harding.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for Dr. Jos van Rensburg for preparing this program on short notice. But Chair, the reason why we had the briefing, the abortive meeting, a briefing of the SANDF this morning is anticipation of request from the President to extend the Mistral mission. Now, Chair, if I was under the impression after we send them packing that we would have an updated briefing very soon, which I think is very necessary because under the current circumstances, I do not see us support the request from the President to extend the mission, not under these circumstances. So if that is only going to happen at the 30th of January and we get the President for President's request during December, which usually happen during the break, and we have to meet, we may have to take a decision that we cannot make a recommendation that we cannot proceed with the deployment in the DRC under MONUSCO, and the rotation should stop and the troops should be recalled.
Yeah, you are quite correct, Honourable Harding. Honourable Nihas?
Yes, Chair, I support what the Honourable Harding is saying. In fact, I don't think the special presentation meeting that we need with regards to Operation Mistral should be fit into the next quarter program, but it should be a special meeting urgently. I know that we are in recess, but we will have to make the necessary arrangements to have that special presentation to us during this period of recess. So I understand the problem that the Honourable Harding is raising, and I insist that we need to do it very, very soon before we actually receive that letter from the president. Secondly, I would have preferred, I don't know if it's going to be possible, to have the 2 quarterly reports of the NCACC to be higher up in the program of this quarter, because unfortunately we missed out on the NCACC presentation in the current program, and to push it to the point where it is now in the next quarter is giving it too much leeway. As I said before, Chair, there are serious issues that need to be raised with the NCACC that cannot really wait for a long time. So those are my 2 proposals. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Nias. Honorable Kotsel.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to agree with Honorable Nias that the NCACC briefing be moved up considerably higher on the program. I think it's important that we receive that information as soon as possible in the first term, seeing as it's been cancelled today and this meeting was on the program for several weeks. So it's not quite understandable how we were only informed this week that they were traveling abroad. Chair, then I have on various occasions written to both chairs of this committee to ask that we get a briefing by the minister regarding certain funds that were allocated to the Department of Defense over and above their 2023-2024 budget, which was directly aimed at compensating or paying allowances to troops deployed in the SAMI DRC and other missions. This item is still not on the agenda. I don't understand why it is not a priority. And secondly, also there was an indication at some stage that we would receive a briefing regarding the withdrawal, or that such a briefing regarding allowances would be included in the withdrawal from the SAMI DRC mission. Could we get an update on that, perhaps? How far that is, when it's coming? And thirdly, on the 13th of June, there was a briefing to our committee by Armscor and the DoD regarding their priorities. And in that meeting, there was specific slides that related to severe shortages in terms of funding. And the minister undertook in that meeting that they would look at how they could adjust their priorities to ensure that they spend their money wisely. In that meeting, also, she undertook to report back to this committee within 3 months on these priorities. And we still have not had such a briefing. So I just wanted to follow up on that, please, and ask if we can receive such a briefing at an opportune time.
Thank you, Honorable Kotsal. Honorable Plugis.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think I agree with what have been proposed on the movement of the NCA to move up and be at the earlier stage, because we were supposed to meet with them today. But then on the briefing that we are supposed to get also today, and also the concern that the president may ask for extension for deployment. Remember, we used to meet on an urgent basis for the deployment of to deal with the letter of the president. Can we, whatever time that comes, can we don't have to leave the briefing out of that letter. So whatever we have to do in the meantime, talk. If there's a special meeting that must be called, that must also be included in our special meeting. So I'll move for what all the comments and the changes that have been raised. I'll move for the adoption of the program, but also with that rider and in agreement with my colleagues. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Plugis. Honorable Noah.
Thank you, Chair. I align myself with the latter speaker. I just want to add the following, as I always on the softer side. Chair, there is also what I've come to notice. Internal deployment of the soldiers, that means in other operations, sometimes which are not necessarily military in nature. And I will cite two examples. Now, I want to check whether we only focus on military related matters when we deal with defense, or else it's not the only thing that is happening in defense. Water and any other programs that they may engage in with, which as this committee we need to know of. One, Chair, in my area, in Malukiapo, the soldiers are building foot bridges in conjunction with the local municipality. And that's a contribution or a role played by the defense, something which needs to be captured, that beyond the military, there are these other activities that are of service delivery related. We know in most of rural areas, when there are floods, the problem to cross from other side to the other side, and that is happening in Malukiapo. And we don't get reports on such a program. Secondly, just 2 days or 3 days ago, they were also again in Malukiapo, the soldiers with the traffic officers, everyone else involved in the law agencies in Kwakwa or Malukiapo, specifically in Kwakwa, where there was an operation to remove street vendors within the civic center. And as you listen to some of the clips where community members who feel that they have been dealt a blow with their businesses that they were doing, even if the council wanted to make an operation like in Gauteng. But it seems like there was so much harshness and there's complaints about the soldiers. And what we do in such instances where soldiers are involved and affected, and there's such negative reports about how they carried out themselves. This is what I would be listening, hearing to as I'm going to the question. So I want to know, as this committee, what is our position in that regard, as I'm suggesting that we should also pay attention. So our program should also somehow consider that there are those areas, especially of projects, that the defense is running, that we need to visit. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Noah. Even if your network is not stable, we're hearing there and there. Yeah, but I think members have heard you. Honorable Harding, is your hand, is there a legal hand, or you want to? Okay.
Okay, it's gone. No, I just want to check where you can see hands, Chair. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, honorable members, I think you have indicated, spoken about the issue of the deployment, which is very critical. I do not know what to say, but I think the sooner we meet the department again, we from the NCOP side, I think our research starts we end up on the 19th in the next 2 weeks. I do not know from the NA if we can accommodate recall the department to come and do a presentation to us with regard to the issue of the deployment. The minister has indicated here that there are some challenges, and yeah, we need to be upfront on these matters. I'll propose that we if we can get a presentation at the ministry before we go on recess, both two houses. Honorable Nihas, you want to?
Yes, Chair. The National Assembly is on a recess since yesterday, but that's not really relevant. I'm sure we will all make ourselves available for this urgent meeting to get a proper briefing about Operation Mistral. So I think in the next week or so, if we can do that, it will be highly appreciated. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Nihas. I think let's do it before we completely shut down. Let's go back to the ministry and request the minister to do a full presentation on the deployment. We don't want to the repeat of what happened last, and you're very clear here, honorable members, and I think the ministry are here. They've heard you, but I propose that we have this meeting before we completely go shut down. So I think we'll come back on that one, honorable members. As long as you can be avail yourself, particularly the NAS, you say you're already on recess. So on other matters, honorable members, I think we will need to engage seriously about this, the issues which are raised by Honorable Noe on the deployment of our defense force on civilian areas. We'll have to look into that one. But what is critical now, honorable members, I think, is the issues which are affected by the defunding of the organization, including the deployment of our soldiers. I think those are very important matters which we really need to focus on. Can we move on, honorable members?
Chairperson? Chair.
Yes, Honorable Khalid?
Sorry, I'm struggling here with network and stuff, but can I ask, this coming meeting that you envisage, will this meeting be physically or will it be virtually?
Yeah, those are the issues, but I think this is very critical, very important, honorable members. I wouldn't have a problem if it becomes physical and becomes a closed meeting. That's what we deal with issues. I mean, the issues which are raised by Honorable Holomisa here are not pleasing, and it's not good to hear. And based on what you raised, Honorable Gerrit, what you raised on the police, that the deputy ministers of the police were not, given proper responsibilities, proper mandates of what they need to do. Here we hear the deputy minister Holomisa as well, not sidelined, as is indicated, that his sideline is not being involved in the engagement, in the discussions and the debates of the deployments. I think we need to take this matter serious, and I will propose that we have a closed meeting, a physical and closed meeting.
Chairperson, can
yes.
I support you in that, except for the fact that the chairperson may not propose? You must just chair the meeting, but you must leave for us to propose. Can I then propose that we have a physical closed meeting at a different venue where we are acting in confidence, confidentially, so that we thrust out all these issues that emanated from the meeting of today and some other outstanding matters? Chairperson, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gerrit. Honorable members, here is a proposal by Honorable Gerrit. Can anyone just jump in so that we close on this matter?
Chair, can you just get the availability of the other departments, so then you come back to us with the details?
Okay. Okay, it's very clear, honorable members. I think let's do that. We'll engage on this matter and revert back revert back to you.
Chair,
Yes.
Chair, if I may make a proposal, given that the committee would like this special meeting to be conducted before recess, we will consult with the department, but can we, as an interim, perhaps propose next Friday? Then it gives them a week to prepare, and we can see if we can slot this in on the 12th. If that is doable for them, would members be available and amenable to that date?
What about the 19th? So that we have enough time. We'll give them enough time. The 19th.
Chair, it's up to members.
Yeah, let's check the 19th, Doc. I think it's
Chairperson.
Yes.
Chairperson, the
Chair,
19th
is also up.
Oh, sorry. Go for it, Comrade.
No, please proceed. I'll come in after you.
I just wanted to say that the 19th is going to be a very difficult date. It's going to be hectic. The traffic is going to be hectic for us that will drive on the roads and so on. It's peak time there, Chairperson. Let's consider that as well. The 12th is more doable. I mean, it's 7 days from now, and they should be preparing, unless there's an issue with somebody that's overseas, the minister, for instance, and so on, because we would want the minister at this meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I say the 9th. So we give them time, honorable members.
Chair, do you see my hand?
Yeah, I can see your hand there.
Chair, I think it will be very difficult to do it on the 19th. I think a week is adequate advance notice to the department. It also means that we as members, especially those from the National Council of Provinces, may still be around Cape Town, which will limit the amount of traveling. I fully agree with the Honorable Gericke that we must push for the minister to be present in this meeting, especially in the light also of the statements that have been made by the Honorable Deputy Minister, Major General Retired Holomisa, about the way that he has been excluded. I also support, Chair, the fact that it must be a closed meeting, but I want to put a rider. We must be very careful to start a process where we have too many closed meetings. We must be very selective in when we decide to have closed meetings. It must only be on issues that are really matters of national importance and also national intelligence and security. Beyond that, we must make sure that our meetings are open so that we are seen to be doing our work, which is what the public demands from us. So while I support the closed meeting for next week, I really want to urge us not to start making closing of meetings the norm. It should never be the norm. It must always be the necessary exception. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Priyat.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. No, Chairperson, I agree that the 19th is going to be impossible. I have meetings and final constituencies and things in the Free State. So the 12th is already very difficult, but the 19th will be even more so, because the NCOP, although we are still continuing, we have virtual meetings for next week. So none of us are in Cape Town. So that means we will have to fly. So if it is the 12th, Chairperson, I want to urge us to be able to fly in and out, because as Honorable Nias has also said, the NA are then already on constituency for a week. So we will all need to make those travel arrangements. But Chairperson, and I also agree what was said, that closed meetings do not need to be the norm, that we need for the sake of transparency. South Africans and the trust in Parliament and in government are already at an all-time low. We cannot be seen as a committee who is trying to hide things. That being said, Chairperson, I want to ask the question. Seeing as the minister, I can't remember the last time she has been at a meeting, and the Honourable DM has said he is being sidelined out of decisions. I want to ask the question, if the minister is not available on the 12th, will this meeting continue, or will we then postpone it to a later date, for example, early in January? And I want to ask this and maybe propose that we do this because I think it is pertinent that the minister is there. The minister has been, and I do apologize if I'm not going to use 100% parliamentary language, Chairperson, because, you know, my English is like airtime. Sometimes it just runs out. But she has been basically, she's been laughing at this committee. She's been sidestepping us. She hasn't taken us seriously. She is she's really not being real about this committee, and I think that needs to be clear. And I think it'd be unfair if we have a meeting on Friday where we have the Honourable Bantu Olamisa again, the Honourable DM again, and he has to take the flak and the minister is not there. So that be my proposal, Chair. Be it early. I know the NA comes back or goes back to Parliament on, I think it is the 13th of January, if I'm not mistaken. So let's do it in that week. If the NA needs to be there, the NCOP can make plans. But no, Chairperson, I think she needs to be, as they say in Afrikaans, bietjie oor die vingers getik, because she's not taking this joint committee seriously. And these presentations that we have received, and the fact that the NCACC, all of these acronyms, the fact that they are not here, they haven't taken us seriously. We got what that presentation this morning, 20 minutes before, it just speaks of a minister who has no will or has no control, and because she's letting it slide, our committees, everybody else is letting it slide, and we need to take a firm stance. Thank you.
Thank you. The problem with January is that the deployment would have been done, and we want to engage and assess the readiness of our soldiers, you know, before we can, as members of Parliament, we can endorse the deployment. So the January we'll need to do this before we close. But let's check and see the availability of the minister or members, and then we'll come back to you as urgent as possible. Honorable Blackies?
Yeah, that's actually what I've proposed in the beginning. Now we are going back and forth. Check, get the availability. If we say the minister is important for us to have this meeting, get the availability of the minister. We get that availability. We then have our meeting, call it at any time. Because it's a special meeting and we're agreeing we must have the special meeting. Call the special meeting and any time available to the people that must be in the meeting. If, as Honorable Priet is saying, we must have the meeting early next year, if the deployment request is coming December, we will not agree on it until we have the meeting. And that should be our approach to this matter, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Blackies. I think let's close this matter on that note, honorable members. We have engaged on this, on it. Let's close it on that. And let's just go back to the program which is presented here. I think we need to provisionally endorse the program as presented. I will want to hear from you, honorable members. Honorable Kwaza?
Chair, just a reminder of the two items that I've raised.
Yeah, no, we have noted the two. Do you want us to reply now, Honorable Kwaza?
Just an acknowledgement that they will be accommodated on the program.
They will be accommodated, Honorable Kwaza. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, can we provisionally endorse the program as presented? Because it has to be submitted to the presiding officers. Honorable Khan?
Yes, Chair. Has the NCACC meeting now been shifted up? I can't see where it stands on the program now.
Chair?
Dr. Van der Heijden?
Chair, yes.
It's on the 30th.
Let me just zoom in. Yes, Mr. Nias, yes, I tried to quickly make the changes on this first round of requests.
Okay.
On the 30th of January, it's the first meeting of the year. Just after the oversight visit, there's going to be a virtual meeting, and then with the next meeting, we take the briefing by Professor Heineken on the SANDF deployment, which then will coincide with the presidential letter if there's a deployment. Just as a note, there will be some developments in the next week. Our researcher, Dr. Steenkamp Fonseca, just checked quickly, and he let me know that the mandate for MONUSCO currently ends on the 20th of December, and there will be a decision on the future of MONUSCO with the United Nations Security Council on the 11th and 12th of December. So there should be some clarity, hopefully by next Friday, on where this will move when we have this meeting. So yes, we just moved it back to the program. Chair and members, we moved NCACC up and moved everything else down then. And then we will find a spot where we can conveniently slot in the two proposals by Mr. Godsell as well. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me have the mover.
Chair, I've already moved with all the adjustments, and Honorable Niwa have seconded.
Let's have the second, honorable members.
Chair, I seconded with those submissions, of which I would love if I can get, some feedback from you, comrades, around the issue that I asked about. But going forward, it will still left for Dr. van Rensburg maybe to look into the issue of the specifically deployment on projects in the SANDF. And then this one, I would have loved to hear from you in line with the adopted program of visiting or oversight on the defense, because I would love to follow up on this matter of deployment of the soldiers during the cleaning of the or evacuation of the street vendors in Bangladesh. How do you advise going forward?
Yeah, that matter I think is addressed in the defense review. I think our researcher will look into it, and then you will get a proper indication about that matter. It's very important, Honorable Noah. Honorable members, I think the program is provisionally endorsed. We will, as Dr. Van Rensburg indicated, that there will be some developments next week from the United Nations, where we'll hear what will be the changes with regard to the deployment of the SANDF. But as you propose, members, I think we'll try to work on the availability of the minister and also the defense force to come and do a proper presentation to us, and as well discuss about the issue of the mandate of the ministers and their responsibilities, or the deputy ministers and so on. So let's move, honorable members, to the next item. Nandiba?
It's the minutes, Chair.
Thank you. Can you just fly the minutes on the...
Yeah. Sorry, Chair. Before the minutes, it's the update on the international study tour.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Honorable members, I think let's talk about the study tour on members. Members, there was a concern about the presiding officer about the numbers of our committee, and we were. Can you mute Honorable Noah? We were advised by the presiding officers that our committee's members, we are almost 20, including the support staff 24. So we requested that we must reduce the numbers. And members from the NCOP, we are only 6 members. Is myself, Honorable Nue, Honorable Khwaze, Honorable Kherik, Honorable Kozel, and Honorable Priet. So it was easy to engage on this one, and we decided that in terms as requested by the presiding officer that we must divide ourselves into 2 groups. The first group must go in this coming tour, and the second group will go in the next. And the next I would not say to you then when will be the next, but it will be the next. It may be the next financial year, or it will still be this coming year. It will depend on our engagement as a committee. And from the NA side, honorable members, the portfolio committee chair should have handled it. But what came to us was that there are people who were indicated here that they will want to go in the first, and those will go in the second. And those who go in the first, members were as follows: is Honorable Sokanyile, Honorable Hala, and Honorable Plakis. And honorable members, we did this in terms of the parties, and also in terms of the gender and race. Okay, I think I've already indicated that from the NCOP it will be myself, Honorable Kotsel, and Honorable Priet, and Honorable Noe, Honorable Khwase, and Honorable Kherik will go in the next. And then from the NA side, then we'll have Honorable Sokanyile, Honorable Hala, Honorable Plagis, then from the ANC and from the DA, Honorable Shalembe, and Honorable Heding will go into the next. And from the EFF, we'll have Honorable Nihas. And from the MKP, we'll have Honorable Njingila. And from the other one will be Honorable Tebekulu, and Honorable Tandi, Honorable Khatkani, Honorable Tele will go into the next, and Honorable Harding will go into the next. Honorable Gikawa, they'll go, and Honorable Lokhete, they'll go into the next. This is what we have proposed, honorable members.
Chairperson?
Let me hear from you, Honorable Heading.
Chairperson, what you have now presented is different from what we discussed yesterday. Why did you change it?
What did you say? What did you say, Honorable?
I say what you have now presented here is different from what you discussed with me yesterday afternoon. What happened in between then and now?
No, can you remind me? Honorable? What did you say? I didn't say to you that I think we proposed that Honorable Shalembe should go first. Honorable Harding?
Oh no, that's the other way around. I said I will go first, and Honorable Shalembe second time.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. If that is what you have discussed with Honorable Shalembe is fine. Honorable Harding.
Yeah, that's what we discussed as well yesterday between you and myself, Chair.
Okay, no, I think we misunderstood each other. But if that is what you propose, it will be fine. I'll not have a problem. If Honorable Shalembe then will. Is Honorable Shalembe here? He's not here. Okay. Honorable members, that is how we made a proposal. Then we'll just change the Honorable Shalembe and Honorable Harding.
Chair, have you seen my hand?
Honorable Nias?
Can I just ask you for the sake of clarity, because you've read it out now and we saw now how easily confusions creep in. Can we just get the Secretariat to write up what you shared with us so that we have it in writing? Then there's not later on going to be confusions and disputes about what we heard or did not hear on this decision. Written up decision will be helpful. Thank you.
Okay, it's fine. I think you'll get it in writing, Honorable. Okay, members, I think, yeah, that's the issue of the tour. Let's proceed with our program on members. I think the next one should be the minutes of our last meeting. Can you fly the minutes on the screen? There you are, honorable members. I think I consider that you have read the minutes. Let's move. Let's move on. Let's carry on. There you are, and this is the end of our minutes, honorable members, of our last committee meeting. Is there anything which you feel that is not properly kept articulated here, or if you feel that the minutes have been captured well, honorable members? I think without much ado, I take that you have read the minutes. This is the committee meeting, which is clearly indicated the deliberations of the meeting. And can I have the mover?
I raise my hand, Chair. I move for adoption.
Thank you, Honorable Nihas, for moving the. Can we have the seconder, honorable members?
I'll second, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Harding. Our minutes have been duly adopted, honorable members. Nandiba, let's move to the next item. I think the next item is closure, honorable members.
Yes, Chair, it's closure, Chair. Thanks.
Yes, members, I will not take much of your time. I must just appreciate your presence, members here. I think we have engaged on the issues, items, and the items most probably which are the critical ones, which is the deployment of our soldiers. And your observation, honorable members, about the presentation, which lack details and which is inadequate. You've indicated that it was a missed opportunity to take the country into confidence about the readiness for our soldiers. Therefore, there's a need, members, as you indicated here, there's a need for a follow-up, an agent follow-up, not only agent follow-up on this matter. And then we'll come back to you with regard to that. The department should ensure, will ensure that department do some presentation in the next days. We'll check the availability of the minister, honorable members. This is very important, the issue of the preparedness of our soldiers. Therefore, we agree that we provisionally will request for the date of the 12th of December to come and engage on this matter. Members are also requested to submit corrections and addition to the oversight report to the Secretariat. And I think those are the matters, issues which were captured here. Any other thing on members, but I think what was critical, members, is the issue of the deployment, which you are not. We are not happy, all of us, about what we had today, and also shocking about what the Deputy Minister said to us. And I think it's upon us as members of Parliament to ensure that we resolve, we engage on these matters and find solutions. We cannot have Deputy Ministers who are not doing anything and who really cannot speak about anything. And you can see that the commitment of the Deputy Minister, Holmisa, on these matters, but is sidelined as is indicated. So, honourable members, without much ado, let me thank you for your attention, and let's appreciate and your frank engagement on these issues. You feel that sense of frankness on what you said. You say this with the love of your country. You say this, honourable members. It is our responsibility as members of Parliament to ensure that the Department of Defence should be at the level at which we expect it to be. So let me once again thank you, honourable members. We will update you on the arrangement with the ministry as soon as possible, and I think the Secretariat will work on that. From here, they will immediately go into it, and will update you. With those few words, thank you very much, and the meeting stands adjourned. And thanks.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Greetings to all the members.
Thank you, Chair.